hit record because I think this is one of those calls where we're going to want to be recorded. So welcome everyone. It is February 3rd. Crazy. It's a good month for loving your body, I think. And it's as always, it's so nice to see everyone's smiling face on the team call. I know it can be late, so I appreciate you guys getting on. And I know there's going to be some great content for you. So welcome. And I have to always kick us off with some recognition. I mean, it's only February 3rd, and I feel like we finished off January really strong. We had a lot of people helping a lot of people. So it was really exciting, I think, to see that up in Successfit sort of. It may not have been the final numbers for everyone, but I know that everyone made a big difference and a big impact last month. So virtual high fives. But it's already February 3rd. It's a cup month, which means I know a lot of people are on a team really working together and in smaller groups to help each other help more people. But already we have people, Larissa's already hit Success Club, and, Monica Gibbs, who's sort of a newer coach, and Trish, Erica, Rachel House, who I know is newer, and Krista are already all on the board. So way to go, guys, and already making a difference in people's lives at the beginning of the month. That's awesome. And we have some volume leaders in the house tonight: Chanel, Monica, Jody, Trish, Rachel House again, and Larissa. And Successfit has added 12 new coaches this week. And so if you are on, or if you are going to listen to the recording, a huge welcome, and make sure that you start with that pinned post in Successfit where new coaches start here, and reach out to anyone on the team if you need help and you need some direction. That's what we're here for as a team. So without further ado, I'm really excited tonight. I think one of the coolest parts about being part of a team is that we really get to learn from each other. And they always say, you'll hear this a lot, but I love this saying, it's success leaves clues. And I think a lot of different personalities can be really successful in this business. There's a few things that you can't miss out on. One is having a helping heart, and two is hard work and consistency. But the other side of it, how you go about things, can vary, and your personality can certainly vary and really make a big difference in people's lives. So I always love learning from other people, and I'm really excited to have Erica on tonight. She is Successfit's newest diamond coach, and I'm hoping, Erica, that you'll kick us off with sharing a little bit of your story maybe first, if you don't mind, because I actually remember being on the What is Coaching call that Erica hopped on. And I remember Jody, who's her sponsor coach, writing me after and being like, Erica is not in. So she was not, she had a lot of objections, and she went through that herself before she came back around and made the decision. But when she did make that decision to join us, she's hit Success Club with flying colors every month since, and made it to Diamond in 90 days, which is very possible, but it means that you're really committed and devoted, and is not a common thing that you see. But I'm hoping tonight that we can hear from her on what she's done. And I think what's really unique to see is that not only has she been, helping people get started on their journey, but she's developed a team of people who are helping people get started on their journey. And that is really where our ripple grows in this business, is attracting people, encouraging them, and believing in them. So I'm looking forward to hearing what specifically you're doing, Erica, and maybe at the end we can have some questions as well, and just hear how this has been going for you over the last 4 months. I guess that's all it's been, isn't it? Pretty cool. Okay, I'm turning it over to you, and I'm muting out. Welcome. Thank you for being here tonight.
Can you hear me now? Yes? Okay. Okay, so my story, I got in touch with Jody in July because I was a workoutaholic, and I ran marathons, and I did all the stuff, and I actually over-exercised my body to the point where I developed scar tissue and tendonitis in both of my legs, in my ankles, and I physically couldn't work out anymore. So I reached out to Jody, one of my best friends from high school, because I knew she was a Beachbody coach, and she had been talking to me about it a little bit. And I asked her, what do I do? And she recommended PiYo, and I kind of thought about it, and I was like, eh. And I told her, I'll do it, but I am not doing those shakes more than a month. You can just take me off that auto ship. I am done. Like, that is crazy expensive. So I went on, I did PiYo, I did my program, and I had a problem with the shakes. They bothered my stomach, but I kind of was starting to feel better. I was starting to have real results, and I stuck with it. Yeah, I felt great. I followed the meal plan and I lost inches, and I couldn't believe that I lost inches, and I lost weight when I was already an active working out person. So it made me believe in the product, and Jody was such an awesome coach. So I felt like that sense of community, and it was something I believed in. And that's where, that was the first thing for me, is that when I first started as a coach, I kind of thought, okay, because I'm a business person in real life. And I kind of thought, okay, I'm just going to go and sign up a bunch of coaches. But I quickly realized it doesn't work. And I see a lot of people posting, and I probably will too, about, looking for new coaches. But I really think that the coaches come from your challenge groups, and that is where you get your best people. It's all about creating a challenge group that is a sense of community, where they don't want to not be a coach because they want to be with those people. And that's honestly, I signed 9 coaches in January, and that is why, is because they all loved each other. They didn't know each other, but I put them together and they loved it. And I think it's all about creating that community. So once I got started, I told Jody I would have, an hour a day to spend on this business. Well, that is not the case. I spend a little more than an hour, but no, I spend a lot more than an hour, but I do love it. And, whenever I have a spare moment, I will message people. Or if I'll be thinking of work, and I'll be thinking, oh yeah, but there's this person, I never talked to them. And I will just, it's because I love it so much. It's so easy for me to naturally share. And honestly, I've tried Streak. I've tried all the organizing. I can't do any of it. I have a booklet with names. And that is how I work my business. And I cross the names off, and I invite 30 to 50 people every month. And I don't do 3 people a day. I will sit down and I will listen to PD for like a full day. Because for my real job, I will drive to like Sarnia. So for a full day, I will listen to like 8 podcasts of successful coaches. And then that night I will sit down and I will message 50 people, and I will get like 40 no's, or I will get like 30 people that don't even acknowledge me. But I feel okay about that because I just listen to all these podcasts. So that kind of, I think I feel really strongly about the personal development. And for me, I look at the books a little bit and I have them, but I really connect more with people's stories, inspiring stories. That's what keeps me going. And that was what kept me going in the beginning. And now what keeps me going, honestly, are my coaches, because I feel like I have to be accountable to them and my challengers, but more so to my coaches, because they're asking me so many questions, and I have to, I believe in teaching not by, I know we do a lot of calls and stuff, but I actually believe in teaching other people to do things by showing them and including them in things. So how I started getting my coaches is, for every challenge group I run, I do, I start talking about coaching subtly in my first week of every challenge group, very subtle. And if I see leaders in my group, I always do, I will message them. I will comment on their walls. I love your meal plan. You should be a coach. And haha, but I kind of plant that seed in the first week with those certain people, because it's very obvious to me, and they just laugh. But I continue that trend, and that's what creates that sense of camaraderie in the group. I kind of lean on those people a little, and I let them take the reins, and they will often, start posting recipes. They will post before me in the morning. So that's I'm kind of developing them as a coach before they even know it. I PM all of my challengers once a week, because especially the ones that drop off, just to see what's going on. And then at the end, the last week of every challenge group, I do a draw. Because I feel like you can't really do it the first week or the second week, because they're still kind of like getting into things. But by the last week, they've had some success, and they are ready to, they feel good about themselves. They feel confident. They may be ready to just share some results. Because I find in the first week, when I ask for a before picture, no one gives it to me. I could give them $100 and no one wants to give me their before picture. But if I ask in the last week, they do. I think this last round I got 3 before and afters, which was pretty good. So I do the draw, and so everyone gets points. And the draw things are all things that generate new business, such as post on your own wall and tag me something you love about 21 Day Fix. Well, guess how many referrals I got from that alone, times all of your challengers. That is genius. I think I read that from a podcast, a Beachbody podcast. but I'm telling you, it's awesome because, you know, you're getting your name out there to their friends, and then their friends are commenting on that, and their friends are seeing that. And honestly, that it's been a ripple effect with that alone.
Can you repeat that specifically one more time, Erica? Because I think that's amazing. And I just want to make sure that I have that down. I'm sure other people want to hear that. So what exactly do you do?
So on the draw, I give you can earn 10 points. And 2 of the points I allot for posting on their own wall and tagging me. What do they love so much about 21 Day Fix? But I make sure it's in the very last week, so they all love it by then and they've had success. So they talk about the results. They say, I lost 10 pounds and my coach Erica is awesome. And so then they get all these people commenting, well, what is the 21 Day Fix? So then we start the private group. And so what happens from there is I message the friends and I copy my participants. So then when that friend wants to sign up, I talk to my challenger about being a discount coach because they love Shakeology. Why not be a discount coach? And guess what? I'll put your friend under you as a customer. You already have your first customer, so you're going to get paid. Almost no one says no to that. And yeah, maybe I'm not getting, am I getting all the people that are, you know, going to go and work the business 100%? No, but I'm getting people that are passionate about the product, feel good about themselves, and want to share that with other people. And I can't say no to that.
Yeah, I love that you're baiting people with purpose. You're giving them purpose and helping in confidence, which I think is a lot of part that we can struggle with as new coaches. So that's really awesome. And I also, what I love about that, not to interrupt, but it's that whole concept of I do, we do, you do. You're exemplifying there how to speak to people and how to connect so that they're automatically seeing what you're doing with confidence. And then it gives them that chance. That's awesome.
Yeah, and the other thing I do, and I know there's a way to do things in Beachbody, but I just have a different way, and I'm going to stick with it because it works, is that I told Jody, I don't like the welcome to coaching call because I feel someone just signs up as a coach, they don't know what they want to do yet. And I said, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I would have told you in the beginning, I'm just doing this for discount. I say, why pigeonhole people in their first week as a coach? Don't have that call. Don't put them in that little spot, because then you're putting them in a category that they may not even want to be in. I leave it open. I put them in my coach group, and I treat them with, and I assume nothing. I treat them with the same kind of, expectations and opinions and respects as I do every other person, you know? So I have no problem reaching out to them and saying, oh, how many points do you think you'll get this month? Or have you asked a friend to, join us this month? Because I'm not assuming their discount. I'm assuming everyone is out there to help someone. And it's a lot of times it's the people that are quiet and shy that they will come to me after and say, oh, so what else can I do with this discount anyways? And I want that. I want them to feel comfortable and get to a point where with their results and with their body where they feel like, you know what, maybe I want to try that. But I don't want to pigeonhole them the first week into discount. So for me, that's been a big thing. And that's how I've gotten so many people having Success Club points right away, because from that referral in the last week, they've got a friend or two, they feel success and they say, oh, well, this is doable. I'm just all I did is talk about what worked for me. So yeah, that was all coming from the draw. What I do with the draw too is, so I'll often have a customer want Shakeology, but they don't want a program or whatever. So I will buy the program off them for $20 because it's on promo, like Extreme. I bought Size for $20. That's what I give away. And I also do a draw for my coaches once a month. This month I happen to have a spare Fitbit, which is an awesome prize. So I'm giving away a Fitbit for whatever coach has the most number of points based on coaches signs and Success Club points. So, and in every group, you're going to have a couple people that are competitive. I don't know if any of my coaches are on, but Rachel's super competitive. She's like me, so that's awesome. So Rachel's like right away, well, I'm going to win. Like, you go, girl. But I love that. It's such a different mix of people. And my thing is, I'm there for my coaches. Like they're very important to me as people. Like I care about them. And if they're not comfortable doing something, then don't do it. Like I want them to take their own time with things, and I make that known to them. But the thing is, I feel with coaching, people people crave a sense of belonging, and I try to create that in my coach group. So yeah, what else do I have to say? Oh, so say my new coaches, for example, like Margaret, starting like a couple weeks ago. So Margaret has two friends that she signed up from the referral, post that we talked about. So when these people are ready to go into a challenge group, what I do is I take my brand new coach who I haven't talked to about coaching, and I automatically put them in my new challenge group with their friends. So they're not a coach. They don't think they're a coach, but they're coaching. They're motivating. So Margaret is partially running a group with me, and I have two challenge groups going right now. Melissa and Rachel and Kim are running it with me, and the other one I have new coach Margaret running it with me. So this is what I mean about I'm trying to lead by doing with them. Melissa is very close to signing her first coach because I've talked about the draw already. I'm getting into the second week. I've already talked about the draw, and we already have 3 people interested. So they're private messaging me. I'm including my coach in the private message so that she's learning. This is how I talk to someone who's thinking about coaching. I'm not sending her a script. She's in the conversation. And to me, that's more valuable than going and looking at a bunch of scripts. We're doing it together. So then from there, I mean, I'm hoping I know actually they will know how to do it, because there's nothing more powerful than doing to remember how to do something. I can read something all day long and be like, what was that? Especially in Beachbody, because there's just so much information. I don't know. That's pretty much it. I don't know what questions people have.
No, I think that's really awesome. I think that some people might ask, but I know that I saw a couple come through here. Chrissy wanted to know what your go-to podcasts are. So I know you talked about specifically hearing coach podcasts, but was there...
I listen to the Beachbody Coach podcast. I look for
the National Wake Up Calls.
Yeah, the Wake Up Calls. I started with that. Now I'm following a little bit the Misfits Republic as well is awesome. But with the National Wake Up Calls, I look for ones that, because I always knew I wanted to be a team builder. I get challenge groups. Like, I think challenge groups come naturally. Just, I love the program. Why wouldn't anyone else love that? But I look to the podcasts that are specifically about motivating teams, creating team culture, that kind of stuff.
Great. That's awesome. Before we open up to questions, I know Rachel's on the call and I want to put her on the spot. Rachel, I feel like, I know you're on Erica's team. Would you mind, sharing maybe a little bit of your story, how it was getting in, and what do you think you're finding success with?
Hey.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Erica didn't tell me I was going to get put on the spot like this.
Sorry. I didn't really tell her either.
That's funny. Sorry, what did you ask me? I was already starting to think of what I had to say.
Yeah, that's okay. I just think it's always, for me, like Erica said, she relates to stories. Like, it helps me. I'd love to hear a little bit about what, your story getting into this, like where you were at, what made you decide to join the group. And I think maybe a couple things about what's working for you right now.
Okay. For myself, I'm a hairstylist, so that's how I know Erica. I've done her hair for many years, but and her and I always talk about health and fitness of all types, right, Erica? And the ongoing joke with my clients is that I've tried everything out there. I've tried every challenge you can imagine that's on the market. And so Erica was just talking to me about this. She wasn't even, selling it to me, but I thought, yeah, what the heck? What's another one? And so that's kind of how I promote what I, learned from this, is that this one is easy and it works, and it can be doable forever. You don't have to, there's a maintenance plan and all that stuff. And so it's regular eating. For me, it's regular eating. I do regularly eat clean. So this wasn't going to be a huge challenge for me. I like shakes because for myself, it's, gives me that energy, like we're all saying. And with Shakeology, it's just, I can be working and drinking my Shakeology at the same time. I usually work out actually in the evening, but so I don't have my shake in the evening. But it's been a good journey so far. I'm down over 11 pounds myself. And I made the mistake by not measuring myself, but that's okay for me. I can feel it in my genes. And yeah, and as far as telling people about it, I'm just honest. I just tell them how it is. It's not a sale for me. This is not my business. This is, well, I guess it is my business, but it's not my business first. My first business is helping women already in another avenue. And so this just comes second nature for me. So, and I find being honest with them, it just kind of happens, and before you know it, they're asking about it and they want to know. And yeah, so.
I love that. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. And I think that there's some.
And I think too with Rachel, having sat in her chair, when you're with your hairdresser for 2 hours, you'll just tell them anything. Like you talk about so much. And I think that is great. That's such a great job to have for Beachbody, because everyone trusts their hairdresser. Like that's your hair.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't look at it now. I just colored it today. But yeah, no, it's true. You know, I'm a very honest person, but I would even go back to that part, like as far as I am honest. So when I'm talking about it, I'm not saying, oh, like you should really, really try this because it's just so great, but it really is. And it's good. And I love it. And that's it. And if you want to join, no pressure. And I feel like that really, people feel that when there is no pressure, that it's got to be doing something good for even myself or whoever. And yeah, so I guess that's kind of where I'm at right now with it.
That's great. No, I love that. And I think like the beauty that I think is very easy to see from you and Erica both, and that I think is key in this business, is that passion and that belief, and like being very clear on what it did for you and why it's a good thing. And then that's what you're leading with when you're talking to people. You're just really leading with that helping heart. It's like, oh, well, you have a problem? Well, like, this is what worked for me. The same way you know about like a hair product or, you know, anything in life, like I feel like I posted a tip on my social media about turning your peanut butter upside down and people loved it. I'm like, it is a good tip. I should share that more often. You know, we should just share what works for us. And I think that's the point of this. So thanks, Rachel. That's awesome. What other questions do you guys have? The floor is open. I know we all have goals that we want to move towards, and we've got people on here, so ask away.
I have one.
You're up.
Erica, my question is, when you talk about the draw, I did try to do like a draw and track it, and I had this great idea where people would, if they posted a sweaty selfie, then they got this point. If they did this, they got this point. If they did that, they got. I nearly went insane trying to track it. So is there, like when you're talking about in the last week and with your draw, and, you know, if they tag it to your wall and 10 point, like, can you maybe just break that down? Or do I just have to be more diligent about my daily tracking?
I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit of work, but I kind of set it up like a chart in my notes. I would show it to you, but the chart's looking very bad right now because it's writing all over it. But I set it up like a chart with like the 5 behaviors across the top, how many points they each are, and all the names along the bottom. And every day at the end of the night, I would go through my challenge group and see who had done what. Okay, I'll go through name by name. I'd say, oh, go look at Rachel. Did Rachel post her selfie? Did Rachel post a recipe? Did she do her tag me in a post? Did she get, and the last 2, did she give me a pic of her results? Did she give me, did she tell me her results? Did, you know? Okay. So it is a little bit of work, you know, it's about 10 minutes at night that I had to go through and give everyone those check marks. But it's in a chart in my notebook.
Yeah, so I get that. So it's just about being more diligent. So you only do that in the last week of it though, right?
Yeah, because I find I find personally when I start too early, people aren't ready for it and they're not feeling success and they're not feeling confident enough to share a lot.
Yeah, I think that's probably where I shot myself in the foot.
I know on the podcast they talk about doing it the whole challenge group. I don't know if it will work for my people. They seem quiet the first week or 2, and then by the 3rd week it's like everyone's friends and everyone's like really open and sharing and laughing.
That's great. Something I just like I've also heard, and I don't know, you know, I don't know, I haven't tried this myself, but I've also heard that if tracking is a tough thing for you, to actually create a document in your, you know, in the file section of your group where people track for themselves.
Oh.
Like, oh, you posted your sweaty selfie, now go and like write down your points, you know, so that at least it almost like then, and I think people typically, like when they get themselves points, they want to track that and put it up there. So then it's already almost done for you.
I use I create a document in the group, but I track it, but I make a note to say, everyone keep track of your own points because mistakes happen. And if I miss it, like, let me know. But I don't do points like every day. I do, maybe they can get, every time I make a point for something, it's 5 points. So it's just easy for me to tally up at the end.
Yeah.
But I definitely find that in the first 2 days, making them post a sweaty selfie, everyone really likes it in my groups. But I just make them do like maybe a couple different posts each week, or like a plank challenge or just various things. But I only give them like a couple a week. That's what works for me.
I think I need to make my challenge groups way more fun. Sorry, guys. A lot of you have been in my challenge groups. You came from them.
And in the last weekend, I would also create like a little bit of sense of, by Wednesday, I would say, oh, don't forget about the challenge. 2 people are, have 8 points and there's, 8 of 10 points. So I create a little bit of like, oh, I better. And then that day people will go and like, oh, I got to get my recipe up and I got to do this. Like they actually go and do that. So it just kind of reminds them.
I like the idea of doing it at the end when people start getting a little quiet sometimes at the end too. This keeps them engaged.
Yeah.
How do you decide how much you so you're always using the program? I don't live near any of my challengers, so I'm never really in a situation where I can get a cheap program. Do you always use programs? Do you use other prizes as well? How do you gauge what you're investing in that?
So this month, this month I don't have a free thing to give away, but you know what? I think this is my business, and any business I'd expect to spend money, and it's also a tax write-off. My accountant told me you want to have a loss your first year, and that's not going to happen. But I'm trying to make my, bring my income down by having write-offs. So I will spend right now I'm doing a draw for one of our challenge groups, and I already told them whoever signs as a coach in February, I'm doing a draw for a $100 Lululemon gift certificate. And we've already had 3 people message us about that, and we're in week 1. So my standard is like, if I can't get a program, ideally I want a program because it's only $20. But if I can't, then, I've been doing the $100 gift cards for something cool. Something I think of, what would I want? If I'm into fitness and I'm loving how I'm feeling, what do I want? I want like new gear, something cool, make me feel good.
Yeah.
So.
Did I read somewhere that you're not supposed to offer any more than a certain dollar amount as an incentive to become a coach? I thought I read that somewhere.
There are some, so I just went through a whole policies and procedures thing, and I was going to jump in here, and it's not as much about amount as the appropriateness of it. There's not a real hard line on it, but there are certain things we're not allowed to do. And let me just throw them out here now since we're on the call and it's being recorded. I think one of the, we're not allowed to make false claims, of course, about anything. We need to be realistic about photos and program things that we're putting out there. In terms of incentivizing, I think it's, as long as it's like especially appropriate things of saying like, a fitness gift card or a gift card to Lululemon, those are actually allowed, but within a reasonable amount. I don't think going much over $100 is realistic. You couldn't certainly be like, join my team and reach diamond and I'm going to give you like a $2,000 Tiffany necklace or whatever. You have to be really realistic. And some coaches have done that. And I think that's where the trouble is getting in, is causing problems. So as long as I think if you stick around that $100 or less range, you wouldn't want to offer $100 to a challenger, like to incentivize people to join up for a challenge. The reward is, I understand, that makes sense, but, and making it not cash, no cash, a gift card to like something fitness related or something that's relevant to what we offer. And then the last major no-no that everyone should be really clear on is what they call bonus buying. So you are allowed to purchase challenge packs on your credit card for people who live, 2 other people that live at your address, and that is it. You can't buy challenge packs in the name of other people on your credit card. That's called bonus buying, and they're very on top of it, and it's a big no-no. So just be aware of that. It's more because it's not as much about the company being an issue. It's that multi-level marketing in general needs to stay very honest, and we need to be very ethical in how we're behaving. Otherwise, like the whole companies can get shut down. So anyway, that's where that comes from. I just want to make sure to throw that out there since we're talking about it.
I like the draw for new discount coaches, because a lot of times people are on the fence about discount, and they'll be like, oh, maybe I'll just do 1 more month of shakes. I'm like, why? You're throwing away money. There's going to be no change in what you do now, except it's going to be less money. And if you have a friend to join, you will get paid. That's what I say to them. That's the conversation. And now when I throw in the draw and then they see, oh, well, Liz signed up and Margaret signed up. Well, why am I going to wait? What's the big deal? It's not a big deal is the thing. So.
That was a great question though, Nicole. Anyone else with that? I think we have had a few other things pop up here. I just want to review them. Okay, I think we've answered some of these. What do you give your winners? Or the programs? Do you purchase them yourself? Yes. Oh, nice, Bobby. That's a good one. I just did a motivational mug, Epsom salts, and Tim's card for my challengers. That's great.
Nice.
Yeah. Questions? Shelby, are you talking? You're muted.
Yeah, I had a question. I was just wondering, like you saying that, Erica, you were saying that you buy the program from someone. Is that just someone that lives near you then?
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of lucky in that there's a lot of people in Niagara that are buying from me right now. So yeah, it's happened to be, and a lot of them are coaches. A lot of them are my coaches. They're like, I'm gonna, because I tell them it's basically the same price to get Shakeology and a challenge pack. So I say, do you mind getting the challenge pack and I'll buy the program from you? And they're like, sure.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Right? Because then sometimes, if they want extra containers or a meal plan, that doesn't come with Shakeology. So it's nice to have that extra stuff. It's the same price. So I'll often encourage my challengers to get, or my new discount coaches, if they're getting Shakeology or something, just go to them.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then for the CC, you say you CC them. You just mean like in your messages on Facebook when you talk to their friend? Okay, so someone writes a post and they say, Erica's awesome, and then their friend likes it, or their friend says, give me more information. You just automatically add their friend, message their friend, and CC the friend too? Yeah?
Yep. Exactly.
I love that idea.
I usually tell them, I usually say, I'm going to PM you, but you need to add me as a friend first. And they always add me right away, so it's not creepy, right? And it's especially not creepy when their friend is in the conversation and their friend is like, oh, it's awesome, you're going to love it.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Do you think, if it's not too much to ask, Erica, do you think you would be comfortable, either whether it's a graphic you put together or whatever you do, just sort of the stipulations on your competition or your point system that you do, and maybe sharing it in Successfit,
Okay, sure.
as well as maybe what you do say for your referral program, if you don't mind, if it's just a quick blurb that you can throw to us just to give us some ideas about how you word that.
Okay. You mean like what I'm talking about, the referral part we just talked about? That's part of the draw.
Right. I guess that's, the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. I'll put it up.
And it doesn't have to be tonight, when you have a few minutes. That'd be awesome.
Okay. No worries.
Thank you.
And I honestly got that from, like, I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I don't have a lot of time. I honestly don't have time to read anything in Successfit or on Beachbody. And I'm sorry that Jody's so patient with me, because I could go and look and I just ask her, because I know she's in front of her computer and she knows. So I'll just ask you guys, because I don't have time to read stuff. And I think, what do my people want? And I know they're the same. They don't have time to read stuff. So let's just do it all together. And then you're going to learn. We're all going to learn together.
Yes, that is the point of the team, which is awesome. We're stronger together. That's great. What else? Anyone else have any other questions before we wrap up tonight? This was awesome. Thank you, Erica. Really, it's, as I said, it's so nice to learn from everyone, and I'm going to look forward to hearing from more of you guys. So get ready. Everyone's going to be sick of listening to me, I think. So I'm going to start picking on the rest of you to start sharing what's working for you. And I do want to say, if you have something that you want to learn more about or that you're struggling with, put it out there in Successfit or send me a message, and that's what we'll work on doing our team calls on, so that we're making it functional knowledge for the team and that we're learning together. Because chances are, if you're struggling with it, someone else has already struggled with it, or we have a system that might help, or we can find one and work together. So, but thank you, Erica. I'm, congrats on how things are going. I'm really excited to see this year for you and your team, and I'm glad that you're a part of our team.
Thank you. I couldn't do without you guys, so you guys are awesome.
Thanks, everyone. Okay, have a great night. Have a great week. And good luck in your cup teams. We'll see you next week. We have another special guest next week, actually, a coach from SOAR Nation who's going to come and talk with us, Carrie Kinsey. So we'll get some great tips from her. She's got an awesome page that she's really grown, so she's good to follow. Okay, thanks, everyone. I hope you have a great night, and I will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.